it's me. Okay, I'm in my living room and I know I live in San Diego, but I'm still sitting by the fire because I've been sitting by this fire since 3 o'clock this morning and loving it. Anyway, I want to talk to you about Black Friday, about what we have to offer on Black Friday, and also about 2020 and your productivity and how to manage your mind so that you create the results that you want. So as I'm, looking at 2020, one of the things that I do and have been doing is creating something called impact filters. In fact, Dan Sullivan taught me how to do this, and it's basically different than a to-do list. It's actually articulating out what does something look like successful inside of your business, inside of a project. I've found that 9 times out of 10, when I've been frustrated at somebody not, hitting a deadline inside my company, usually it's because I have not articulated things to the level that of detail that they actually need to be able to be successful. So instead of turning myself inside out and trying to become an analytical person or a detailed-oriented person. Not that I'm not detailed, because I am detailed, but I'm detailed on the things that I'm working on because I'm getting intimate with it. When I talk to our team and set a vision, the reason why I can create a movement is because movements aren't created in the details of the content. Movements are created in being able to cast a vision, motivate people, have other people see the vision, and enrolling people to actually get behind it. Now, that has nothing to do with project management. It has nothing to do with hitting deadlines. It has nothing to do with managing people. It has nothing to do with the details that often cause the breakdowns inside of a company. So why am I talking about this? Because if you're an entrepreneur, there's probably a very good chance that you work in your leggings, that many entrepreneurs now are working virtually in their homes and hotels, traveling around the world if you're lucky, or maybe you're in your perfect home that you love because you've worked so hard to be able to get it, or maybe you're in the build phase of building, your financial freedom and your impact so that you can have some more of the things and experience some of the things that you know that you want to experience before you pass away. And so whatever stage you're at, it's great and it's good. And what I want to do is relieve some of the pressure that you might be feeling around having to change or develop skill sets to put yourself into a category that maybe would be more efficient inside your company, or better if you were maybe more detail oriented, or whatever that looks like, right? Maybe it's better at sales, maybe it's better at, thinking big, whatever that is. So I do believe in having a growth mindset. I think that's super important. I mean, if I was to pull out the books that are underneath, this is cut out. You know why this is cut out? Because it says how to build your A team, because we're working on that inside of Heartcore for 2020. Our commitment, we'll know that we had a good year. Believe it or not, it's not actually connected to income. It's actually connected to really being specialized in building a self-managed team inside of Heartcore. So, but books that I read, how to hire the right people and keep them engaged, so this is the Harvard Business Review. I know, boring, right? But I only like maybe 1 or 2 articles in that, and I find it interesting when it's around a topic that I care about. No different than signing up for a free gift or signing up to watch somebody's live. I'm looking for things that I'm interested in. There's so much content out there. There's so much noise out there, but it's only noise if somebody is a bad marketer, or noise because somebody isn't talking about topics that they're researching to find out what their audience really wants. So you won't find it noise if something ends up in your feed that really makes your life better. And you want to be that for other people. So I'm big on growth mindsets, and I'm big on developing our skill sets. But what I'm not big on is I'm not big on trying to develop, it's almost like, it's not personality traits, but it's like there are some skills that it would actually hurt your business if you tried to develop them. It would also hurt your mind. It would also hurt your passion for what you're doing. Although passion comes and goes, I would prefer you not to absolutely not enjoy growing a business or your career if you're in corporate America, or even being a mother. I mean, there is being a mother or a parent, a father. There's moments that you enjoy and there's moments that you might not enjoy as much because it's challenging. So one of the things that I have realized as I look at 2020, and I'll share with you exactly what I've done in something called an impact filter. If you're a client of mine, you get impact filters. If you're not using them, then I'm telling you, you're hurting yourself from being clear about what you're working on. But for the sake of everybody else, I'm going to make it as clear as possible so that you can do something about getting better results next year. So I'm going to go back to the growth mindset piece for a second. So some of you guys who follow me for a while, I open up loops, and I open up loops intentionally so that people, first of all, it makes the live more interesting, and it has people jump from thought to thought to thought with me. An analyzer might say, oh, I hate that she jumps around, but they're still watching. So I'm doing that intentionally so that it stays interesting, because there's nothing worse than a talking head on a live that is just pouring out more content. So you've got to keep the mind engaged. So in a growth mindset, it's powerful to dive deep into the area that if you're a CEO, what is the job description of a CEO in your company? What's the job description? And if you could sit down and do some work on that, and by the way, you can make it up, right? It's your company. What do you think the job description is? Like if there was nobody to ask, how would you move that question forward? If there was nobody to ask, what do you think the CEO's job is? So for me in 2020, the CEO's job, based on my skill set and who I am, is to cast the vision of company strategy, cast the vision of client strategy. That's why I'm building out content right now, and content creation and speaking. So imagine if I could do, imagine if I could do an entire live once a week that for 3 hours, I taught people every week how to sell, or how to do a webinar, or how to write a video sales letter, or how to, get engagement, or how to decide on where you want to spend your money, to grow your business. What's the priorities? Or am I throwing money at things that are not going to click yet because they're in the wrong order? What if I could do that? That would be hugely that would hugely benefit you. That's why I created something called Pocket Coaching. In the description, you'll see a link to our Black Friday offer, which is over, I think, tomorrow. I think it's over tomorrow. So go grab it, because I will be in your mind for an entire year doing pocket coaching, where I'm in your pocket, in your cell phone, on your email, and I'll be coaching you every week how to work through these things so that you get better results. You can manage your mind and motivate yourself. So, but for the sake of 2020 and my job, I've written an entire new job description to put myself in 3 categories. So for instance, somebody on our team, actually 2 people yesterday, one asked me if we could pay a trainer early so the trainer could close on a house that she's buying. That's not in my client strategy, company strategy, content creation, or speaking. It's not in that job description. So it's not that I have the attitude. I don't have an entitled attitude of that's not my role. It's not like that. It's about productivity. It's about profitability. It's about happiness levels. It's about still being able to be a parent, still be able to go to my F45 fitness boot camp that I like to. It's about being able to have a life while you're building your businesses. I mean, nobody wants to wake up and be like, I missed life while I was pursuing income. That's not the goal. And so I want to get in there and manage people's minds. Well, this is how I do it inside my own company. And so that question got diverted back. So you teach people how to treat you. I diverted that question back. I didn't answer it. I just said, that's a Denise question. Well, what if you don't have a Denise in your company, a director of operations? Well, you might be ready for a project manager. And so, well, what if you don't have the money to buy to bring on a project manager? That's actually not what you're afraid of, even if you don't have the money. What you're afraid of is actually leading that person. Because in the past, you haven't been effective at leading people, or you haven't been able to monetize someone that you've hired inside your company, meaning that maybe your income stayed the same, but your expenses went up. So the way that you do all of this is you have to literally look at, like, if your job description for 2020 changed, and you looked at and you wrote down, like, what would success look like? What would be the key indicators of success for 2020 if you were in the job description that would most benefit your company? Forget about your passions for a second, which is important, but forget about your passions for a second and think objectively. Where are your natural talents that if you spent more time studying them, you could become a PhD level? Like, I would say I'm a Bachelor of Arts, maybe a little bit into the master's. I'm somewhere in between bachelor, BA, and a master's in email, strategy. I'm somewhere in there. Text message, email strategy. I'd like to become a PhD. So then what I can do is I can go deep and learn. I can learn more specialized skills in that area by hiring coaches like me. Does that make sense? So when you can spend your study time going deep in an area versus going broad is broke, deep, intimacy. Intimacy means better relationships. Intimacy means better sex. Intimacy also means more money. And so it also means a happier life. So if you can figure out a job description for yourself, and you can figure out and be honest and humble about the fact that you could still become a PhD in certain levels or certain areas that are more specific to your talent gene, and you could take that and you could really go deep in that, then you're going to massively grow in 2020. So it's probably going to require you hiring someone, which is going to mean that you're going to have to manage your mind, which is why if you haven't grabbed my Black Friday special, you need to go in the description and grab it. You're never going to find another opportunity where you can get me inside your mind all year long for dirt cheap. I mean, it's under $400. You could do it for if you want to do it monthly, it's like super cheap, really cheap. But $400 for a whole year of me coaching you. I'm so committed that entrepreneurs get liftoff in 2020 because it's an election year in America, which means that things are going to be unstable, which is great. You've got AI, artificial intelligence, kicking in big time right now. And the truth is that you just want to be further ahead than you are right now. And I can help you do that. I'm certain about that. I'm certain if I could be in your cell phone, on your text messaging, pocket coaching you all year next year, you're going to be more successful. So grab the Black Friday. It's in the description. Now let's get back on to what you need to do to set yourself up to even use the Black Friday special that I have and be successful. Write your job description. So where are your natural talents? My natural talent, based on where I'm at today in my education, is speaking, it's coaching, it's strategy. That's where it's at. So coaching goes into content, all of that. So as I look at next year, I literally do an impact filter, which it's okay if you don't have an impact filter. All it is I create a new job description for myself, and I have so one of the things is that I would be doing 3 lives a month called 3 lives a month that are for our marketing mastery group only, that is specifically around get it done. I'm going to do 3 or 4 a month inside the Facebook group. I think I determined 4. And so, which means that I can't be doing other things. It also means that we are investing in big time trainers to come in and train workshops in our masterminds now. So instead of it just being me, I'm actually taking money out of what my clients pay me. So my clients pay me a certain amount of money. Instead of keeping all that money now and paying for just my staff, I'm actually taking that money and not necessarily putting it into a new car, which there's nothing wrong with, but I'm actually taking that money and I'm investing it in high-level trainers that I have access to, and I'm paying them to come in and do day-long workshops for our clients in Marketing Mastery, and also monthly tactic training. So high tactics that are highly converting tactics, their favorite tactics that they're training. These are trainers that they wouldn't even consider themselves trainers. They're entrepreneurs that have built companies, and many of their companies are wildly successful. And I set a curriculum of saying nobody that's made under $5 million a month or $5 million a year will be a trainer of ours. So I want people that only have $5 million a year and higher. Why? Because when my community and my clients are around more people and more influence around multiple different topics, if they're around more people, more influence, more successful people, they're going to adopt. Because I've been sitting here racking my brain going, how do I teach people how to think like me? Well, pocket coaching is away, so grab my Black Friday in the description. Get it now, please. It's going away tomorrow. But it's like, I've been racking my brain, like, how do I get in there and train them how to think differently so that they can manage their mind? Because that's 80% of the challenge, right? The other 20% I'm going to handle with teaching tactics, but I can teach all the tactics in the world. If somebody doesn't implement them, or has a bad attitude when they fail, or takes it personal when they fail, or keeps finding themselves starting and giving up, then that's irrelevant. I got to teach them how to think. I got to teach them how to develop their leadership. And so I realized, instead of me having to do all of that, I could actually, instead of allowing anybody to be the weakest link, I could actually bring trainers in and bump them with more influence. And so I've set a standard for my community to be influenced by like highly powerful people that's going to change the way that they think. And so in 2020, they have to change the way that they think, because the people they're being influenced from will supernaturally grow their businesses and their time freedom. So, how did I come up with that? Writing my job description. Because when I was writing my job description, I'm like, what am I struggling with? I'm struggling with being everywhere at the same time, no different than you. So why do I have to do it the same as every other mastermind? I think most masterminds that teach business out there are archaic. I think they're broken, and I think that they're not working. People are tired of going into groups. Our clients were tired of going into groups and feeling like they were getting lost. And so it was up to me to figure out a solution, but it's taken some while to figure that out. But it also takes a level of generosity to take my money that I have earned, that I have done all the marketing on the front end, and instead of putting it into, let's say, a retirement trust for my son, or an educational trust, which he still gets, instead of giving it all to our family, I'm taking a percentage of it and pouring it back into our clients by investing in more people to come and train on the platforms. So when you're looking at 2020, what I'd love you to take away from this is, you don't necessarily have to do it all on your own. It is going to require an investment, which probably is going to require me inside your mind, helping you figure out how to monetize new hires, how to be efficient with your time, how to even get resourceful enough to figure out the income to be able to pay for these people. And then when you have this space in your life, how do we make sure that you're working on the right things and not just laying on the couch, or not just, burning through the day and not creating the actual investments of time and money and results that you actually want? And a key indicator of that is, how many times do you set a goal, not hit it? And if that is a lot, or you don't hit it to the level that you want, then you definitely need my Black Friday pocket coaching. So please grab it. It's going to be gone tomorrow. I've added a bunch of other stuff to it. It's in the description. I've added our LinkedIn trainer. It doesn't matter if you don't use it, but we've cultivated 154 leads from LinkedIn in 2 months that are high quality, and I have no following on LinkedIn. So how have we done that? Well, the guy who's taught our company and is a master trainer inside of our company is actually going to train it live for you, and then do a call with you and show you how to make sure that you're implementing it in your business. That's in my Black Friday. I mean, he was selling that before he came to our company for $6,000. So it's like, okay, I've hired that person. They're inside our company. I pay his salary, and he's generously going to teach it to you as part of my Black Friday. So you got my pocket coaching, you get him teaching you how to lead gen on LinkedIn. There's just a lot of great stuff. So I don't know. I think there's something like, I know there's well over $1,000, $1,100, if not over $8,000 worth of gives on our Black Friday when you put LinkedIn together with pocket coaching, and then just the value that you're going to get over the next 12 months as far as succeeding inside your business and becoming more profitable. I couldn't even put together a better Black Friday to create guarantees for you. Not that I can guarantee your success, but definitely guarantee that you will succeed a lot more than you're doing now, because you won't be trying to figure it out alone. We need each other. So I'm going to end this Coffee with Shanda, and I'm going to end it with this one piece. One of the things I'm doing right now is meeting with key people and having focus groups around topics. So I'm doing a focus group with some people in my company, but if I didn't have anybody in my company right now, again, you need my pocket coaching Black Friday so that you do, and you don't do things alone. It's in the description. I know I'm being pushy, but go get it, okay? Don't be crazy and miss it. Go get it. But I'm doing focus groups where I feel like I want to bring on interns next year to train up future leaders inside my company. And then I also want some A players that are already super talented. So we're doing a focus group inside of our company for an hour around team and all the different departments we want to grow. So we might want to grow the marketing department. We might want to grow the sales department. We might want to grow our content creation department, our repurposing department. We might want to grow our customer service department. We might want to grow whatever. So what we're doing is we're all coming together and we're doing an hour. We're just brainstorming who do we need and putting it all down so that we can organize that in a way to come up with a plan, and plans are what get executed, right? And so that's what we're doing. After that, I'm doing, I don't know how many hours, 3 or 4 hours, I think it's 4 hours of just content focus group, where we're doing a whole content focus group around marketing mastery for 4 hours today. And we're just developing content and talking to trainers and getting it all set up so that we can release that to our clients come January with here's what the curriculum looks like for the year, and just really empowering them so that they can rest their mind on the things that they know and know that help is coming in these different departments, and they can do something that we call let it bleed, which is the things that you want to let bleed right now so that it doesn't steal your life. So again, all these things are going to teach you the let it bleed concept, the profitability concept, making decisions, knowing what to focus on, and how to become uber productive and motivate yourself on the right things in our pocket coaching and our Black Friday offer. So go grab that, and I will keep, I'll probably stream in a couple times today on the page with some of the focus groups we're doing so that you can see some of the decisions that we're making, so that maybe it will like spark something inside of the way that maybe you can lead a meeting. Maybe you don't know how to lead a focus group. Maybe you don't know how to lead a meeting that would be productive. Maybe you don't know how to do that yet. Again, if you get my Black Friday, I will teach that to you over the year, over the next few months. But I'm going to stream in and give you some nuggets so that I can help you really set up 2020 by letting you lean into some of the meetings that I'm having so that you can create your own focus groups. And your focus groups don't have to be team members. It could, like, people that work inside your company. It could be friends. It could be colleagues in your mastermind that you can come together and do this with. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for tuning in. Please, I would love to hear what stood out. What was the big takeaway on this Coffee with Shanda this morning, today? Tell me what you really appreciated me talking about so that I can dive into that. I will respond to your comment, I promise. And then you know what I'm going to say. Grab my Black Friday in the description right now before it's gone. Talk to you soon.